As crazy as it is, it's been almost 2 years since we received a new Apple Watch Ultra. We did receive a new color pattern last year with that matte black look, and it did look amazing, but it was still basically the same watch you see here today that came out almost 2 years ago, like we said. Now, we have heard rumblings and rumors that the new Ultra 3 will be coming this year. Having said that, since they did launch that satin black titanium finish in the Ultra 2, nothing else changed, no internal changes, no other physical changes to the device, and now we can expect the Ultra 3 to finally drop this September. Basically, based off of Apple's release history and patterns, we can actually narrow that down a little more into knowing this will be announced around their iPhone and Apple Watch focused event, and it should be as early as Monday, September 8th. Now again, this can all change. We don't have anything concrete stating for sure that that is going to be the date. However, that if Apple historically sticks to this pattern, that should be what we get. Pre-orders for the Apple Watch Ultra 3 will likely begin that week, with the release date actually being that following Friday, September 19th. Now, as we know, Apple's plans could always change, but it has followed a pretty consistent pattern with previous Apple Watch launches. So since that is the case, mid-September is going to be highly likely. We know obviously it will launch with iOS 26, watchOS 26, and all of Apple's other new OSs, but specifically watchOS 26 is what these will be running by default. Now, as far as new features go, that's where it gets a little bit convoluted and we have even less details and less specific ideas of what that could be. Now, however, we do know, and it's pretty safe to say, that the Ultra 3 is expected to gain display and chip upgrades that it did not get last year. Obviously, technology is always improving and upgrading, so I think it's safe to say that we should get some changes. One of the big ones, if the Series 10 is any indication, we could actually be getting OLED on our displays, which will enable much better refresh rates and letting you get those same secondhand clicks on certain watch faces that currently only the Series 10 can do. The Series 10 did debut with that new S10 chip, while obviously the Ultra 2 still has the older S9 chip. I would expect to at least get that same S10 chip or even an 11, or I should say S11 chip. Who knows? I would assume it's going to be something bigger, specifically with AI optimizations for all those new changes coming in watchOS 26. Aside from playing catch up with the Series 10, we could even start to see high blood pressure detection, maybe even satellite connectivity for messages, and something that kind of goes under the radar and really might be a little overkill for these watches, but that could be 5G cellular connectivity. Again, not so much you can really do here, but those extra bands could help and give you a little boost to speed. New health sensors and connectivity features should make the Apple Watch Ultra 3 a better option than ever for if you go out and explore or you like to venture out where limited connectivity is around. We obviously have Backtrack, and there is truly only so many new tweaks and changes we can get from a newer Apple Watch. My question for you guys in the comments is, are these changes going to be enough to warrant you an upgrade from your older generation Apple Watch, whether it's an Ultra, Ultra 2, or an S series lineup? One thing, though, that I do want to call out, and what I think at this point a lot of people will be making their decisions on, is exactly battery health. At this point, obviously, people that have been using the Apple Watch Ultra 2 specifically alone are probably seeing some battery health drops, I would assume, over time. We are specifically, and you can see I am down to 93% max capacity on ours, so I'm happily going to want to upgrade this when September rolls around, and as crazy as that is, we're looking at only a little over 2 months away from that announcement. I would like to get back to 100% capacity and have this watch last a little longer like it used to. But aside from that, let me know, are you going to be pick one up? If you are, great news. You should have that option this year in only a couple of months. Thanks for watching. We'll catch you in the next one. Peace.